what I say to my friends that would like to come into meme coins when they really want, they already have Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, and they really want to understand meme coins. I said, okay, I really enjoy what CZ, the ex-founder of Binance, said. If you want to get rich, you need to understand how to hold. Pick a project where you see the team is working and pushing content every day. Go to their Discord or to their Telegram to see the vibe, to see how community are. If they are complaining about the price, run. If they are complaining about, okay, we have this activity, no one want to push that, to say, okay, people are building and they're complaining about not having much support. That's for me, it's a good signal. And so see that, and then pick a bag, and try to work for your bag and try to get involved in the community.
Welcome to the ATX DAO podcast, the hub for exploring the forefront of blockchain technology in Austin's Web3 community. We connect you with innovators within ATX DAO and beyond as we venture into the world of decentralized technology. So crack open a beer and join us for a front row seat to learn about the innovations and trends shaping our digital future. This is the ATX DAO podcast. Welcome to the ATX DAO podcast. We are very excited today to welcome a guest. We have Metafroggy from MemeCon with us. Metafroggy, welcome to the show, man.
Hello, ladies. Hello, gentlemen, and thank you also for you to have me today. Also, thank you.
Absolutely. Glad to have you with us. So really interested in some of the stuff that you're doing. You are one of the co-founders of MemeCon, which is really exciting. We'll talk about that. But usually one of the things we like to start out with is just kind of getting to know a little bit about you, a little about your background. How'd you get into crypto? And then we'll talk about meme coins a ton, I'm sure. But maybe just kind of start off with kind of your journey and what that was like.
Okay, with pleasure. So I started my journey in international trade at first for some years. After that, I switched into charity for 12 years. I used to work in Warzone, West Africa, and also in, how I can say that in English, civilian society empowerment, so mainly in West Africa. And my job was to handle different kind of programs, so healthcare, education, agriculture, and governance for a millionaire guy here in France who gave all his money to the NGO I used to work with. And on top of that, I used also to be a citizen lobbyist at the EU Parliament and French Assembly for 2 years. I started in 2009. And as you can imagine, in this political realm, I faced a lot of corruption, financial and voting corruption. And that's why in 2013, some friend of mine who were esport world champion, they used to get at Counter-Strike, they used to get paid in Bitcoin at the time. And they told me, okay, you need to check the blockchain because maybe it can solve some of your problems. And they were right. So that's how I started to dig about that. And after that, I think the first document that I took a look at was the Cypherpunk Manifesto from Eric Hughes. And from here, I got caught. And after I started my learning curve on Bitcoin 12 forum at the time, which was the Mecca. Now it's kind of useless, maybe, but I've done multiple things. First, translator, translating white paper to English, from English to French. Also project management and things like that.
Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah, and you got started early with that. So 2009, I wish I had gotten into Bitcoin in 2009. That would be.
But we are not still retired, so we're not bad move and bad decisions.
Yeah, it's because we lost all that money in Libra last week, man. The president of Argentina rugged us of millionaire status. That's the problem.
That's true. I didn't bought it, but we can say that for the beauty of the story.
I mean, hey, if we're talking about memes and we're talking about MemeCon, we gotta talk about that too.
Yes.
I mean, that's what stops us from being billionaires, right? Or degens. It's what makes us millionaires, but it stops us from being billionaires. It's because presidents of countries keep rugging us, right? As in the United States president and now the Argentinian president. But
who's next? We'll see.
Well, Central African Republic is doing an interesting project. You said you were doing projects in West Africa. maybe you know some government officials that want to launch a meme coin. We can get in early, you know.
Maybe, I will try to reach out to my former network, but as I mentioned before, I don't trust politics, so I would avoid that.
Yeah. I just gotta ask this one question. So it's really interesting. So you spent all this time being, and I say this with like pride, and also it's a compliment, right? I feel like honestly, even myself, like I'm pretending to be an adult. Like, really, I'm just a 12-year-old kid. I really am. If you give me Legos and like let me go play with my dog or go play sports or video games, I'm equally as happy. As much as like talking to everyone here. That's why I love crypto, right? Because it's like everyone has that childlike enthusiasm. Um, but it's interesting because you spent a lot of time doing grown up stuff. You spent a lot of time working in government, like actually trying to help people. Like, and not to say that we're not doing that here, but you did grown up stuff. And one of the things you mentioned is that like you're like the corruption is insane. Um, and then you read the paper. Is that really what pushed you over the edge into crypto? Was it like, yo, like this is so much bullshit where it's like everyone is just hiding everything? Crypto by nature is public and it's like meant for the people. This is the thing where I really need to focus my efforts because of this whole experience. I'm just curious.
So yes and no. At first, with the Cypherpunk Manifesto, it mainly shares that privacy should be a right, and cryptography is here to help our privacy, right? And so at first, I was more looking at privacy-oriented coin and privacy-oriented blockchains because I have nothing to hide, but I was questioning the fact that why my personal wealth, why my money should be under the radar of the world. If the police or whatever government have something to see or to research about me, yeah, they will do the classic stuff, police or whatever. They will do their research about me. So then they will open all my case. But for me, first of all, my one part of my family is in West Africa, in Mali, and a lot of my family is also in Europe, US, or whatever. And so in that ecosystem, you often send money to your family in abroad, in Africa or whatever. And so when I saw, the actual business of that with Western Union and things like that, it was, oh, what the fuck? Why I would need that to send money? And that was also one of the points where blockchain, or at least crypto, made sense for me. Okay, it's peer to peer. That was something I don't need to trust a third party. Because one day I had a meeting with the bank, and they say, okay, last week you have done this withdraw at this ATM, at this ATM, and this ATM, and because they were charging me one euro per withdraw, and they said, what the fuck? So you have access to everything. If I bought a dildo, you can see it. So right? And so why you have access to all that? You are just holding my money. You are playing and making money with my investment. But why my financial life should be open like a book for you? So that was and still is something that I am really interesting in. On the institutional standpoint, having an open ledger, which is what blockchain are, is really interesting, because when you are giving grants to foundation or donation, you can track the money and you can say, okay, this wallet have drained everything. Explain to me. This is a real fact. You cannot say, oh no, at the bank, you need to have access to see the bank account or whatever. The facts are here. And that's what I like for the open ledger. But for me, it needs to have a balance between personal life, where everything should be maybe more privacy, maybe more encrypted, and maybe more hidden to avoid, people going to your home and things like that. And as an institutional level, things could or should be or must be more open. That was one part. The second part where I saw blockchain really interesting was the election part. As you know, in Africa, you have a president, then you have a riot, the citizen lost the power, and then you have back the same people at the power. But of the wars often they are often started because the vote was bad, was corrupted at some point. And so with the token aspect, so when you have one token, one vote, it can be easily, at least from my understanding, easily, it could work better like that. And you could not fake the vote. If one wallet equal one citizen equal one voting power, job done, right? Then you can always go to the citizen, blow their mind and say, okay, vote for me, blah, 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 same shit. But at least the actual votes, cannot be faked. So that was my two first angles.
Wow, that's super interesting. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. Like, it's kind of funny. Like, most people I actually started in meme coins and then went to privacy coins after. XMR, Zcash, MemeCon, and all that stuff. But it's really interesting to hear that journey. It's kind of funny, right? Like, who we are in the past dictates who we are, obviously, tomorrow, right? So, but yeah, sorry. I appreciate you sharing that. Yeah. Sorry, Luke. I know you have a program here.
No, that's good.
Apologize.
No, it's good. Yeah, definitely very interesting, that transition. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about meme coins in general. So that you kind of started where you did, and then at some point you found meme coins. So let's talk about just kind of that part of your journey. Like, what did you find appealing to them, and then we'll get into like how you went from there to founding MemeCon. But let's start with the meme coins. So what was it about them that kind of really sparked your interest?
I think, it's like everybody. I don't think it's something really unique here, but we all were invested in NFTs, right, at some point. And we also that, it was a great tool to build communities. And of course, also at some point for some smart people to win money. Okay. The thing that I found maybe lacking in the NFT space is the thing that is not really inclusive, but it's exclusive. When you have like a 10K NFT collection, okay, you know that you cannot onboard more than 10,000 people. And even that, even, I don't know, if we take a look right now at Doodles or maybe Milady or whatever, I think I can say that comfortably. That's I think between 50 and 60% are unique holders. So the community is even less than that with the holders. So that was my first analyze about that. And crypto, normally we all work for crypto adoption. So it cannot be exclusive, it should be inclusive. So we should welcome more people. And that's why I went into MemeCoin, because I saw this simple element that, okay, you are buying a funny picture, you are buying something maybe fully valuated also, and you can in and out. You can ape in and you can ape out when you want. On the NFT side, you didn't have at the time, but even with Blur, it's fully farmed. But at the time, you didn't have instant liquidity on NFTs. So for me, it was a huge problem. When you invest on something, you should have the right to withdraw your money whenever you want, maybe with some loss. That's not a problem, but you should have this ability to ape in and ape out. So that was why I went into MemeCoin. And on top of that, I saw, because you can have, I don't know, 10K, 20K, 100K holders. And so you have an army behind you at some point. So you have more people can be involved with a little amount of money, because I would always love to have a CryptoPunk, but I don't have 100K to spend into that. But maybe if they release the Punk token, I can feel that I am part of a community with even $10. So it's stupid maybe, because it will not make you rich, maybe, but you have this community sentiment. That's one part. Other part, I've been working for a lot of VC company in Web3, And the model is kind of also was or is also, we'll just take a look at Bera chain. The model is kind of the same value extract and make richer get richer at the end. Rich get richer. And here in the MemeCon space, when a launch is done well, normally every people have the same chance to grow. But we have to be clear also with the people that are listening to us. I think that nowadays it's not as clean as that. I think many meme coins own or hold 80% of the supply. So the game is fucked also at some point. You have a lot of insiders. It's difficult even now for the meme coins to have a sustainable, a fair also community. So that's one point of why I am here. And the other part is that they don't, meme coins don't promise anything to you. That's also what I like from that. It can be totally stupid because when you are in crypto, maybe you want to have a product, utility, or you need to be onboarding into a journey. But what I like into the meme coin is that the moment that you are in, it's up to you to create that journey with the community. We say work for your bag. I didn't hear work for your NFT, but here we say work for your bag. And so even, a total noob can become someone really important in a community if he talks and he does. So that's, why I went into that.
Yeah, no, I love that. And so many things that you said just really resonated with me. I think one of them, like you talked about NFTs. So NFTs actually was my onboarding into crypto. So I never bought just to hold a token. I bought Avalanche in my case because I wanted to get into an NFT project that was on Avalanche. So that's what taught me to do it. And then same thing when I bought ETH, I bought it because I wanted to get into an ETH project and that kind of thing. But the inclusiveness of a meme coin, I think, is one of the big wins on it, because to your point, like sometimes there's certain communities you want to be a part of, and there's no easy way to get into it. Like the floor price is 5 ETH. Well, unless you have that much money, then you're not getting in. But you can get in with whatever amount that you want. So I think that's a really cool thing about it, and you can grow these really large communities where there's just so many people that want to be a part of it, and you can just have fun with it. So I think that's one of the big things that kind of stood out to me that you said, is just that inclusiveness. I think is a big deal. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, gotta say the financial accessibility about things. I think from a cultural standpoint, I'm 100% agree. I think both of you have said it better. The thing is like having someone who's actually also building in that space and building it on Doge, right? One of the things that I think is the key thing that many builders even forget about is that culture is the hardest thing to create for a project, right? And like you said, they're value extracting projects and chains and companies. And then there's value infusing products and chains and companies. And in order for you to infuse value into something, you need to fill the gap that the thing is not there. So looking at certain chains, I know like Doge or other things like Harry Potter and all this stuff where they're there. This is a community that's going and then building product versus now a community that is, or a product that is going to go to build community, right? Now, finding that balance and then doing something so that it's for the masses, where it's financially accessible, is the best way to create longevity for your project, right? From a pure builder standpoint. And you're right. I feel this hard thing is that we have these elites now in crypto, right? Which was really strange. We never had elites when we started. It's and it's basically your badge. Your NFT is your badge, where it's hey, I'm in the country club of retards now, and you're not allowed in this country club because our minimum buy-in is 150K, bro.
Exactly.
It's what the fuck? Dude, it's for the people, bro. So I love the fact that you guys are doing something that celebrates essentially culture and financial accessibility, right? Because I hope that no meme coin goes to be each token is $100 million token. That would be insane. That defeats the whole purpose of everything that's there. So yeah, that's awesome.
So I think that on the cultural side too, I think that's one of the cool things. And maybe we can talk about a little bit about like MemeCon and how that captures it. But I think one of the cool things I think Ash was starting to say is, with an NFT project in the past, it's kind of on the project team to create, here's what this is, and this is what we are. Whereas I feel like more so in meme coins, the culture is created by the community. So the founder of the token can start everyone off and be like, hey, here's the gist of what this community is. But the community becomes what the community becomes. And so if you have folks that are wanting to be active contributors, they kind of shape what that might be. And so in addition to like working for your bags, like you said, Metafroggy, like I think it's also, working for what this community stands for, what it is, the vibes of it, all of that kind of stuff. So I think that's just one of the cool things about it. And I think that'll kind of take us to talking about MemeCon. I think that's really one of the big things that y'all do is kind of celebrating that sense of community, not only with individual tokens, but as a whole. So maybe we can talk a little bit about kind of that.
Yeah, with pleasure. I guess also, as I used to be a hardcore gamer back in the days, I used to play Warcraft 3, Starcraft, and things like that, and there were a lot of Russian people there. I don't speak Russian, they don't speak French, but we all spoke English at some point, even if we were bad because we were young. But we express ourselves with memes. Rush this city. Okay, you have been bad. A good game, whatever. And for me, memes are also a way to communicate. And meme coins are also, for me, a way to create, to foster community, to create communities, maybe to get rich if people are lucky, good for them. But also it's a way to tokenize virality or to tokenize community at some point. And with my co-founder, Jason, so we used to work together at a company called Boson Protocol. We are in the same partnership team. And we did the same journey, NFT, meme coins, and things like that. And our WhatsApp is full of stupid ideas. And one morning he came to me and he said, okay, what about creating the world first meme coin conference? I said, hey, dude, it should exist. And he said to me, maybe, but let's have a look. And we took a look and there was none. But as we know, you have a lot of NFT conference, NFT Paris, New York, Rome, whatever. But there was no event about meme coins. And we said, okay, let's try to do that. And even if I have done events in the past, we are not from the Web3 event. We don't have an event background really. So we went to a guy called John Carp, a French guy with whom I used to work with, and we pitched him the idea. And this guy has a conference in Lisbon called Non-Fungible Conference. And for me, it is one of the best conference because you have community vibe. It's also in a beautiful country, and you can feel what is Web3. People already here are heavy builder, and no one judged you, and you can really go to talk to everybody. So it's like, and on top of that, it's like kind of a festival. You have bars, drinks in the conference, so you can get drunk if you want. People are smoking outside, weed or not, whatever. Then you have concert, you have music festival on the beach. So it's more of a human gathering rather than a geek conference or corporate conference. And on top of that, even if the tickets are here to be sold, he also gave a lot of tickets for free. And for me, education should be free when possible. So that's how we went into that. And yeah, the first event was with them in Lisbon. And together, there was also Ordinals and AI gaming and things like that. So more Web3 as a whole and a representation of what Web3 is and not a focus on technology like RWA, DeepIn, stable, or whatever. More, global representation. So you can pick whatever you want. And what I like from this kind of conferences is that, if you come with your kids will never get bored because they can play. They can see arts. They can see people in cosplay. They can see dogs, cats. So it's good also to inspire people and to inspire the young generation because they can see, okay, maybe it is an ecosystem where I can have fun. And for me, I always try to work to link work and fun. And I think that's the best way to do it. So that's how MemeCon was created.
Yeah, I gotta say, you guys actually did a great job at Singapore. Was that the first one? No, it was not the first one, right?
Singapore was the second one.
The second one. Dude, it was actually after. Okay, so I had the pleasure of going to Tokyo 2049, ETH Global, Breakpoint, and MemeCon. Okay, it was a wild week. Exhausting. I gotta say, one of the highlights was actually finding one of the hosts play musical chairs and chase the panelists around after a serious conversation about things. It was really funny to see one of the guys, the top guys from Animoca Brands, getting chased by this guy in a weird, like, kind of like hat with a spinning thing around this stage. And it was like hilarious, but also it was like genuine, like, conversation that they had. It was, you guys really nailed it on that balance, man. As like someone who attended it, like, I was like, bro, this is legit like one of the best conferences I've ever been to, because it's like, it's not extremely long. The panels are perfectly aligned. It's a day or two of you getting all the alpha you need to know. You get the culture and the vibes. It was good, man. I gotta say, it was really, really good.
Thank you for that. And we are really lucky. The guy that you are speaking about is David. And yeah, he is from UK, and he's also an artist. And yeah, he's really fun. And that's, you know, the balance we would like to have. So Singapore was a half-day event. We were alone. It was free, just 1 minute, 5 minutes by walk from Solana Breakpoint. And the thing that we want to do with MemeCon is, when you come, it's a festival. You have fun, you love, but when you go out, you say, okay, I learned something, and I didn't see the time passed. And that's a difficult balance to have, the fun and the educative part and the serious part. But yeah, hopefully when we invite people, they come twice. So we are good.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming, man. I know that you guys are doing it in Lisbon. I've set aside this time. Me and Luke were talking, and we were like, dude, we should set some time to go to Lisbon on this. In fact, another thing, this is how much I like your conference. I rarely put stickers on my computer, like rarely. Outside of like Breakpoint, you're the only sticker on my computer for like a conference. Like, it is that good. It was fun. Dude, honestly, one of the highlights of my last year was just going to that conference. It was just a lot of fucking fun, man. And everyone I met there was having fun.
You had the chance also to take our merch, or not at all?
I didn't get any merch, unfortunately. I think that day it was like, I think it was going to rain, so I had my jacket with me, you know, like, so I was like, I didn't want to carry anything, but the stickers were awesome. It's on my computer, but I'll definitely make sure I grab some merch in Lisbon.
Yeah, because usually, the first one we gave like 500 t-shirts, so not a lot, but the t-shirts are really good quality. We have an artist that is doing good stuff, and every time, the one in Singapore was sponsored by Harry Potter, Obama Sonic Tenino. The one in Hong Kong also with them and other meme coins, and the one in Paris is also a cool illustration and sponsored by Retardio and HPOS also. And the cool thing is that we work with a company called Another One, and they put NFC chip in it. So the quality is, honestly, you can wear it every day. I won't name the company, but it's the same factory as a high-end fashion brand. So the quality is super nice. And it's we used to give that for free. We'll do the same in Paris. And I think we'll do the same in Lisbon. So come grab your stuff. And we just launched a merch store. So that's it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely need to grab that merch, man. Merch is brand extension and cultural extension, right? So 100%.
Very cool. Yeah, so I'm definitely interested in learning more about the conference. And I'm hoping I can make it work to get out there in Lisbon, because it sounds awesome. I've never been to Portugal, so that'd be really cool too. But let's talk about a little bit more about that blend of like fun and education. So like, what are just maybe some examples of like things that folks might learn going to the conference, and just even some of the fun stuff that y'all have going on there?
Okay, so I will start with the boring stuff. So it's occasion it's not boring, but yeah, when I guess in this MemeCon space, at least from what I see, many young people or even us at some point, would like to replicate success of a project. Like, when you saw Bored Ape NFT collection, many people wanted to create their own collection. It inspired. But how you start? Wow, it's $1 million question. And there is so much hidden thing that we cannot imagine. It's not as simple as launching a pump.fun token on a launchpad. You have so much strategy to make a successful meme coin, and that's the kind of thing that you can learn at MemeCon, because we invite founders, people that have made mistakes, and having done mistakes is really good, because you can share that and you can avoid other people to repeat that same mistakes and improve the industry, improve their product. So that's one of the major things that we always try to explain. Okay, how to launch a meme coin. Is it good to bundle? Is it good to snipe? Sometimes yes, sometimes it's for scamming people, sometimes it's for rugging people, but sometimes it is for creating a sustainable project. Do we need to hide that it is a bundle? Do we need to share it? Okay, it's up to you. The are KOLs or scammers or jitters? Okay, maybe some are jitters, scammers, but there are also really good KOLs that are here for educational purpose, that will also start their journey with your young project ready at point A, and at the end they will be your best supporter at point Z, and maybe they will join the team. So it's not black and white. And yeah, that's the thing that are complicated for a newcomer to handle, that we try to cover as educative. And we never speak, us as founders, even if we have our conception, but we invite people that have been successful to share about that. And we also invite people that are, 10K market cap. We don't really care about the market cap. We care about what they have to say and their experience. So we like to do panels with, really small projects and really huge projects also, to have, the two way of the coin. And so people can also see, okay, what big project says and what a young project like them can say. Because when you go to NFT Paris or a big one, you only hear Yuga, you only hear Doodle, so you only hear the stars. You never hear the people that have failed. So here we have a mix between failure, and I hope that they will succeed, and also people that have succeeded, but they will fail maybe later. So that's the thing that you can absorb in terms of knowledge. But in terms of fun, it's always work in progress. But the first year, for example, we bought a confessional booth. When you have that in church, I don't trust in God, but I respect everybody. But for me, we can joke about everything. So we bought actual confessional booth from the 19th century. So something really old from actual church. And we put that, and people the people were able to confess their sins. Okay. And honestly, it was really funny, because after that we posted some stuff on Twitter, and everything was ticked on the booth. And one of the things, it's sad, but it was also fun. So I don't know if it is a joke or not, because people can joke. You cannot verify that. But some of them, tell that, okay, don't tell my grandmother that I took her saving and I put all into meme coins. I still hope to recover that, meaning that he might lost everything, So it's sad, but it's also fun. And I'm sure other people have done that to their boyfriend, girlfriend, or friends, So that's the kind of thing that is funny. Other stuff that we try to do also is kind of a roast session, so you come on the stage, you pitch your project, and people say, I like it, I hate it, and they explain. And so it's funny, but it's also really blunt and educative for the project owner, because he had instant feedback and no bullshit from his holder that say, hey, it's beautiful, but my bag. That's the kind of thing that is really interesting. And as Ash said, we tried also to have some games. So treasure hunts, it can be boring, but sometimes it's good. This this dancing chair stuff. Also, everybody, many people comes already dressed as a cosplay, thing like that. So yeah, it's a mix of both. And sometimes you have, I don't know, some games like when you go in a casino, you play, you can win no money, but you can win toys and things like that. So it's a mix of all.
Very cool. Yeah, I love the confession booth idea. I think there's anybody that's done anything in meme coins absolutely has something to confess. And then I think sometimes it's nice just to know, like, okay, I'm not the only one that did whatever that might be. So I think that's a really cool idea.
You guys should have a wall of shame and wall of fame. Like basically that's there. Like in between the panels or whatever, you should have those photos that are going on there and say, hey, this PFP or whatever, or that person or that photo, and then like see the losses. I think it would be funny.
That could be fun, at some point also we wanted to expose, the wall of the scammers, but I had a talk with traders and also with project founders, and they told me also, you cannot imagine how many death threats I have per day. And so when I hear that, I say, okay, the initial idea could have been fun, but we need to protect also some people, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure legal might be like, guys, you cannot do this. They might be shitting bricks.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a legal team. That's good.
Oh, yeah, you're like my legal officer. I take all my legal advice from Matlock, the TV show. That's it. Yeah.
That's so.
But no, I gotta say, man, like Luke, this is one of those things you gotta go to this year, bro. It's actually fun. It's like there's very few conferences that are like fun, or you're like really learning a lot. I gotta say, this one was like actually fun, and it was like no bullshit. You can just talk to people, and there were no qualms about like put-ons of like I'm in this club. So it was really, really good, man. I really think that like, you guys are doing a good job. I'm not like blowing smoke up your ass. I'm just telling you, really, it was good.
Yeah, and to your point, Ash, also, from at least for me, from my perspective, when I go to a conference and I see a speaker, sometimes I want to speak to that speaker, but the people are rushing him, and then he leaves the conference, and you say, oh fuck, I've been here for him, and I cannot meet him. The cool thing about what we are doing is that we always have free drinks, free food, or whatever, and the people stays. And it's the beauty of the meme coins is that it's people like you and me. It's not, a triple VC or a 7 exit CEO founder that doesn't have time for you. He has a personal assistant. Talk to my personal assistant. It's not like that. It's really open, and they are here from the morning and they stay until the night, and they even don't sleep because they party with us. And sometimes they don't even come to the conference to speak because they are fucked. But yeah, it's really fun to have this link with people.
Yeah, it's genuine. It feels like there's very few conferences where you can feel like you have genuine conferences, like genuine conversations, right? Because it's like you go to these conferences, like next week I'm going to eat Denver. I'm not sure if you're going to be there, but like I'm encouraging Luke to go too. Hopefully Luke makes like a surprise appearance, and he's like, "Hey guys, I'm here." But like I feel like in that week you will have like, I know the reality is like, and everyone's seen this, you'll have like something like 10,000 conversations. Like on average, I have like maybe like 1,000 to 2,000 conversations a week. And then out of which I look at like the number of times I actually want to give them my Telegram, and the number of times I actually want them to contact me is probably like maybe like 50 out of that 1,000, which is insane. And like last year, like it was like really like I met like something like 500 people, and I gave my thing to like really like 25 people. That's it. But at MemeCon, one of the funny things that I saw was that even the people in the audience, I actually wanted to talk to along with the speakers, because they were all here from like different ecosystems, and they're all either like building something, or they are bought into a token, encouraged to share about the culture. They want to talk to you. They're interested in the space. And the ratio of conversation to actual connection was much higher. Like for every fourth person I talked to, like I basically gave him my contact. So it was a 25% hit rate. It was like genuine. It was just surprising. I looked back on those analytics and I was like, this is just really odd. I find jewels in the most unusual of places, So
And
that was good, man. You
yeah,
guys did a
that's
good job.
good on that point, and I'm glad to hear that. And another point that maybe it's under the radar, people doesn't see, is that many people that are coming to MemeCon are after MemeCon, they work together. Okay, oh fuck, you are an artist? I need art, I need meme, I need illustration. Okay, work together. Oh, dude, I have a restaurant. Okay, let's give access to my holder. Can we pay the dessert or the coffee with meme coins? Yes, of course, I am a meme coin holder myself, so let's go. And okay, I have a game. Can I add your meme coin into my game? Okay, take my Telegram. Let's do that. It's when I used to work in other company, when I tried to go to conferences, it's really difficult to explain to your CEO that you need to go because they want ROI. They want instant return. And it's not like that. You don't do deals normally at conference. It's let's have a meeting, let's talk, let's see the counterpart and like that, and maybe let's have a deal 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month after. But here in the meme coin space, you have actually the decision maker and you have the community that are building and the community that have skills. So when you put all together, it's like a bomb. And so the thing go really faster, and it's also give the opportunity to people that are kicked from Telegram. Oh, hello, I want to work with you. I have a good art. And boom, they get instant removed by the moderator because he don't understand or he think it's a scam. That's legit. But when they come to MemeCon and they show their portfolio, I say, well, you have a real physical person behind the portfolio, behind the heart. So either this guy is a total scam, that could be, but normally he shows her personality. So you have this trust layer that you don't have in the digital way. So that's also another thing that is interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool. And I have kind of a personal experience like that as well, because I think y'all are right that something about the meme coin communities, it's more about not about ROI. It's not about, okay, what are we going to get out of this deal? What's the benefit to me? It's more just collaboration, inclusiveness, enthusiasm for what you're doing, I think is a big thing. So I put together an event this past year called Cockcensus for the Cockinu community in Austin, and we had folks from all over the world come to that, and just all the people that I met, it was just everybody just wants to have fun. They want to help each other, and it just kind of was a very different gathering of folks, even though like a lot of them are in the same community, but some people weren't. Some people were new, and just like there's nobody that has to say like, can we do this or not? I think it just creates this energy of, I have an idea, you like the idea, we're going to work together on it, and that's it. So I think that connection that you make through those kind of communities is just different than any other place that I've seen.
Yep, that's true.
Very cool. So let's talk a little bit about just meme coins in general. So you mentioned a little bit earlier some of the things that folks will learn at the conference, things that they'll hear about what goes well and that kind of thing. But just maybe just kind of trends that we're starting to see in meme coins as a whole, like anything that y'all are seeing just around like what is working, what is resonating more with communities, things that people are trying out that maybe are good or maybe aren't.
A difficult question, but I try to answer. So, I guess, what is difficult to do is to be transparent and to be fair. That's, I think, it's the biggest challenge of meme coins because it's one of the most volatile assets and one of the most easiest assets to rug. From what I see, if I'm being totally transparent and blunt here. And so, unfortunately, and I think we are all the causes of this problem, the attention shifts from one coin to another instantly, like in the minute, in the second sometimes. And it's really difficult when you are a meme coin builder to build actually for the mid-long term, because attention is here for a fraction of moment. And that's the biggest part, I would say, as a builder. And as a user or maybe an investor, it's the same because some builders don't want to spend time and waste money when they can do a MemeCon factory. So launch rug, launch rug, launch rug. And also, it's difficult for an investor to be in a community because sometimes the founder say, okay, shit, my market cap is done so bad. Now I am 100K market cap. Not worth my time to work on that. Boom. Okay, I leave it. Maybe a CTO will take over, but it's difficult also for a user to find a sustainable community. You have some. You have Pepe, you have Mog, you have Ponky, Harry Potter. You have actually really good community. So it's really good to find good community with Diamond Hand, even if we are all here to sell. And even the project leader need to sell to feed the project and to pay costs. So it's normal at the end. But yeah, I guess attention and attention farming is one of the biggest problem here, in my opinion. The second is you have I would say the launch format is a bit fucked up actually. Yeah, I don't have percentage here, but I think most of the meme coin are bundled, sniped, and so you maybe end up with 20-30% of the supply actually in circulation. When I mean circulation is that you can buy, and the rest is all owned by the community, by the project founder. So that's also something really difficult for a newbie to come and to understand. But sometimes it's normal, maybe sometimes it's not. So yeah, I don't have a good or bad say about that, but so that's the part that is difficult. On top of that, but it's like internet, the attention goes really from something to another. So that's what we call meta here. So the meta goes really fast. It can be a dog, it can be a cat this week. Tomorrow it will be AI agent. After tomorrow it will be, I don't know, a little girl. After tomorrow it can be a gorilla that has been dead, and that was dead in a zoo. It goes fast, and so you need to be informed in order to surf the meta if you want. But what I say to my friends that would like to come into meme coins when they really they already have Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, and they really want to understand meme coins, I said, okay, I really enjoy what CZ, the founder and the ex-founder of Binance said. If you want to get rich, you need to understand how to hold. And that's something that I try to learn to my friend, that pick a project where you see the team is working and pushing content every day. Go to their Discord or to their Telegram to see the vibe, to see how community are. If they are complaining about the price, run. If they are complaining about, okay, we have this activity, no one want to push that, to say, okay, people are building and they are complaining about not having much support. That's for me, it's a good signal. And so see that, and then pick a bag, and try to work for your bag and try to get involved in the community. And at some point, I say that, but I can say also the opposite. Don't marry your coin. Don't be sentimental about a coin. Because here it's all about math. It's all about price action, entry point, and selling point. So when you see that the coin is dropping hard, don't be sentimental also to that. So I say the opposite here, but it's a balance to have.
Yeah, that's so true. Like finding that balance between the two is like very hard. Because like it's like also, but I think that's one of the reasons why meme coins I think have a longer term horizon, right? Because like you're there for the culture more so than like the tech. Tech can be deprecated by the fact of like engineers coming and going. But like homies, like if you like the vibes and the culture, you can stay for a longer period of time, irrespective of like getting in and out of the positions. You'll still be part of that community and want to be part of that project, which is kind of special. So, yeah.
And when I started crypto, I didn't buy anything. I used to work for a project, and they used to pay me in token. So that's also another thing that I say to my friend. Okay, you are a good artist, you are a good writer, you are a good filmmaker, movie maker, whatever. Produce, and you can earn money also from that. You don't have to spend your saving on crypto or on meme coins. And actually, for example, this morning I saw that Frog the meme coin, it's a cool meme coin on Solana, a frog, and the art creative designer or lead, I don't know, from this specific meme coin has been hired by Yuga Lab. And so it shows that also, your art is being seen, and your art dedication is being seen, and your skill also is being seen. So with all that, I think it says that, you don't need to hold any coin, to be part about a movement. You can work for this movement, and you can help with your skill to be part. And sometime maybe they will hire you as community leader, and you get paid in meme coin or whatever. So there is multiple way, to be part of this community at some point. Yes, but it's true for NFTs, it's true for everything.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Get in where you fit in, right?
Yes, exact.
Very cool. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. And I think that just to kind of touch on one of the things you mentioned before with attention, I think that is one of the biggest things to struggle with. I think that like for me personally, when I first got into NFTs back in 2022, it was just hard for me to keep track of all the stuff that I was trying to be involved in. And with meme coins, it's that times 100 because there's so many more of those. And so just having like a plan for how are you going to keep the community engaged, I think is huge. And the inclusiveness too, like not just engaged in what you're putting out, but how do they help to drive it and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, totally. I think also where people are failing is that sometimes they don't have this content plan in their head, or they don't have this story to deliver to people. So what are we going to deliver today? I don't know. We missed to post something, but normally it should be, a chirurgical plan. And for me, one of the best this game is Punky. I don't have any bike, so I'm not chilling that. I'm just respecting their skill and their high level work here. And for me, they have done such good job. And I always recommend to a newcomer, okay, check that. For me, don't check the price. I don't know where they are right now, but check the quality of the project. And even if you go to Instagram, I don't know, maybe they have 100K followers on Instagram. They don't have 100K holders, but it shows that their content also speak outside Web3. And for me, that's meme. It's not, a meme should speak for meme coins aficionados, yes, but should speak to the meme lover that are far more important in terms of numbers.
Yeah, I really like that point. Like, because I think it's appealing just because it's good and because it's something that you might have gifts that people that know nothing about crypto love to use all the time. And so I think that just creating that culture, just whether it's part of the token itself or just the culture of its own, I think is really cool.
Exactly.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about MemeCon that's coming up. So folks are interested in joining either for Lisbon or for Paris that I think you have coming up in April. What's the best way for them to kind of get connected to it, and any advice for somebody that may be a first timer attending Meme?
So, as usual, promise we won't ban you. Well, it's not our style. You can, DM us on Twitter. You go on the website, memecon.lol, and you have also a contact form. Easy. You can DM me on Twitter, Metafroggy _ or Metafroggy on Telegram. Easy. So that's the way to contact us. Simple as that. If our DM are not open, you just make a comment into our post and we'll come back to you. So that's simple to get in contact with us. Then, if you want to get involved, depends the size of your portfolio, I would say. If you are rich, you can buy sponsorship slots and a booth. Rich, I'm joking here. But yeah, we are selling sponsorship slot booth. I think the smaller one is 5K, even if 5K it's not something small, but it's affordable, I think. If you want to speak, anyone can come to speak. It's not a pay to speak. Actually, I think maybe 10% of our speakers are paying. 90% are invited or they ask to speak. And if we have a call with them, say, okay, you are relevant to come. And also, if you are totally wrecked, if your communities don't have any money, we always have what we call community partnership. So it's totally free. So you can have your some exposure. We invite you to Twitter Spaces. Your logo is featured on the photo wall, and you can also come to speak. So that's the different way that you can get involved. If you have not a project, you don't want to speak, you just want to have fun, you can buy a ticket on the website, easy. But If also it's not good enough for the sales, people will hate me on my team. But if you don't have also money, you already pay for your flight, your restaurant and hotel, just contact us and we'll give you a ticket for free. So with Paris, we cannot do that because it's a partnership with Paris Blockchain Week. But with Lisbon, we are really free. And with our event, it's always free. So no problem on that.
Very cool. Yeah, a lot of good options to get connected, and hopefully we get some folks that are listening to either join as a speaker or as an attendee. I think it'd be great. Very cool. So outside of the conference itself, how do they stay connected with what y'all are doing? Either like you personally, and then also MemeCon. I know you have a big social media presence. You have YouTube. You have things like that. So maybe how do folks connect with the stuff that y'all are doing before they get to the conference, just to kind of get themselves excited about what's coming?
Yeah, I guess it's in crypto, the best is crypto Twitter, right? You can feel the vibe of an account, you can feel the tone and how they feel. So the best is always to check the Twitter, and even for your investment. So I would say the same here. Check what we are doing, share our content, check the website also if you feel. The YouTube, you can check also what is good on YouTube is that you have also the after movies. Whenever we do an event, we do an after movie for people to understand and to see when they are not here. And so please check that. And also on YouTube, you have the full conferences recordings. So everything is fully recorded and it's a live stream with a Portuguese team also that work with us. And so even if you have not been to the former conference, you can still watch, all the talks and the panels that have been done for the free conferences. So it's like also something good for education, for educational purpose. So yeah, I would advise them to go to these two directions.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, a lot of really good ways for folks to get connected with y'all. And so Metafroggy, just really appreciate you spending some time with us. Super interested in what you're doing. And I very much am going to work hard to get to the Lisbon event. So we'll catch that as well.
You have to. And honestly, thank you, both of you, for having me. It's a pleasure, from a physical meetup to digital meetup. That's the way to go. Please come to Lisbon. If you like good food, you will have really good food there. So please come.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Oh, yeah. Dude, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the ATX DAO podcast. If you like what you heard, please rate, subscribe, and share the podcast with your friends and colleagues. To learn more about ATX DAO, visit us at atxdao.com and follow us on X, Farcaster, and LinkedIn at ATX DAO. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.